Hello there, everyone. It is Justin, your Eagle Skipper, here with episode 33 of Journey to the Top, here with Darlington FC. Now, since you were last with us, a couple of games have been played. You were last here in this York City game where we lost, but did go through to the FA Trophy final where we do face Eastleigh today, and then a run of green, a bunch of games. We beat Hartlepool 1-0. In Sutton, we drew 1-1 with a very disappointing last-minute goal from Sutton. But then we went on to beat Wrexham 3-1, Leyton Orient 2-1, which it was in this match right here that we wrapped up the league. So we had no pressure in this Fylde and Woking game, but we kept the good run going. And then we faced Darlington Town, a lower-tier team, about a week and a half ago, just to keep some match sharpness, and we beat them 6-2. And had a good number of people show up too, but that stands, that does see us turn professional as we go up into the Football League for the next season. We have a couple of transfers coming in, but I'm not going to spoil tomorrow's episode for you. Let's just take a look at the tactics that we're going to be putting out for today's game. We're going to be sticking with this 4-3-1-2 narrow just because, well, Kwanzaa's injured and Keegan is cup-tied and was injured, so we really have to go back to this tactic that we started off with in the beginning of the season. And we're going to be sticking Davies in goal, a back four of Thierry Small, Louis Annesley, Reese Bennett, and Yiston Hughes. Ahead of them is Corey Brennan, Joe White, Steve Lynch with Lee Connolly ahead of them, and then Carlos Richards and Luke Charman leading the way at the front. Let's go ahead and confirm our team selection and get into this match. Really, we are the favorites over Eastleigh, who finished just inside the playoffs, but did not go up. Leyton Orient did win in the Vanarama National League playoffs, but let's pump our fists and tell them to do this for the fans, and that doesn't mean anything to anybody. How about just give them some faith? Hopefully that means something to everybody, but White and Small, and we'll go into the tunnel. Oh, and we've got an interview. It says, well, Eagle, the big day game is finally upon us. Can you win the FA Trophy here today? I'll say I hope so. This could be the last time we see Luke Charman in a Darlington jersey. Do you have any special plans to give him an appropriate send-off? I fully hope so. He's been a tremendous servant to the club and deserves the adulation of our supporters. That's true. This could be Luke Charman's last game for the club, which is really sad to see. He's just not quite ready to make the step up. I know he's the joint top goal scorer in the National League, but he doesn't really have the potential to continue on with Darlington. I am going to try to keep him in for at least one more season when we turn professional, just so that we can keep Charman. I mean, he's our captain. We don't want to make him disgruntled by not playing him, but we do want to keep him around for sentimental reasons. But, 10 minutes gone by in this half, and we get a highlight where Thierry Small is going to take a throw-in, gets it up to Richards, back to Small, who puts in a big ball over the top, looking for Luke Charman. Luke Charman scores his 40th goal of the season. That was a fantastic find from Thierry Small and a perfectly timed run from Luke Charman. Let's see if we can watch this replay again. It does show Small throwing it into Richards, who gets it back to Small, who Small sees Luke Charman on a run. Charman only has one little stop, but doesn't matter. He's able to beat the keeper at the near post. Wonderful job. Wonderful job. Really giving off a performance of his career. Just 10 minutes gone by. Okay, it's really not the performance of his career because he's just been fantastic for us. But it is a great game as they hit the post. But Joe White is able to get that clear, finds Luke Charman, who wants to try to beat his man, decides to give it back to Hughes, and that is the end of the highlight. We are doing pretty good in this match. We've got a good 52% of possession. Ideally, we'd like that a little bit higher, but I'm not going to complain with a 1-0 lead as long as it stays in our favor, and as we get a highlight, knocking the ball around pretty nicely. And White looks up, finds Small in open space, and Small scores his first goal of the season with Darlington in England. He has scored when he was on loan, but he scored his first goal for our club, making this lead 2-0. Nice find from Joe White, and an even tidier finish from Small, who had days to shoot, but just gets there before the Eastleigh defender could block the shot. Good stuff, good stuff. Well, 30 minutes have gone by just about, and we are continuing to look dominant. I'm just going to drop some praise on the team, just hoping that this time it doesn't lead to us immediately conceding like it has the past few times. But Hughes is able to sneak that one somehow into Charman, and Charman knocks it over for Richards, who hits it into the top of the net. Good stuff from our team, and Luke Charman really is wanting to get a send-off here of a lifetime. I really don't know how Winter, their left back, wasn't able to get a hold of that ball, but I'm not going to complain because Charman finds Richards perfectly, and Richards, I think that was his right leg that he uses his weaker foot to stick it in the top of the net. There was nothing the keeper could have done there to stop that. And speaking of keeper, Harvey Davies, I think I'm going to give him a chance next season. I'm going to give him a new contract, but I'm going to try to see if I can sign him as a backup and see if we can bring someone new in as the Eastleigh player scores off of a corner, showing us that Harvey Davies has a little bit of maturing to do before he can make the step up, because that's really a ball he should have gone forward to try to collect. But, almost here at halftime, Connolly's not having the best of games. We're going to try to keep him on for a little while. We can push White forward and bring on Dixon Bonner in that spot. Let's pump our fists and tell them to make sure we see things out and ensure our hands are on the trophy at the end of the match. That's convinced Connolly to keep going. Let's tell everyone else that they weren't bad, but they can improve. And we really have been clinical this season. Our XG is less than 1, and we have 3 goals to our name. That's really good. I mean, I don't know how our XG is that low, because our guys would really have had to try to make the shots miss that they scored on. Except for Luke Charman's. That was just a good effort all around. Really shouldn't have had any business going in, except for the fact that Charman is a top player for our team. As Hughes has the ball over the top, looking for Charman, only the keeper to beat, and he does. 41st goal of the season. Fantastic find from Easton Hughes, who has been on the outs in the team recently because he's been pretty poor, hasn't found any assists except for that one. He's really only played well for the camera, so, well, he's played well for the camera, and Luke Charman hammers that one home. There's nothing the keeper could have done except to have had, like, the force or something to try to see where that ball was going beforehand. But let's go ahead and pause things as they stand. Let's bring on Elijah Dixon Bonner and switch him with White. Lynch probably should be wanting to come off, but we'll give him a little bit extra time. Just see him off, because this is probably the last game that he's going to be playing for our club as well, because York really doesn't want to let him go, and I don't blame him. Lynch is a top quality player. But let's let this highlight go out, and then we may switch to our Gegenpress system just to get Ealing on the pitch, because none of our left or right backs have shown that they need to come off. So we'll let that highlight fade into obscurity. We'll put Charman up there. We'll bring Lynch over there for White, and we'll bring Ealing off. Give a clap to Steve Lynch. 2 seasons at Darlington, has progressed fantastically, and yeah, I can't can't praise him enough. I'm going to do everything I can to bring him on. Yeah, I'm going to ignore that. This is the last game of the season. What does it matter? We're not going to be in the FA Trophy, even if he does pick up the yellow card. So it's not going to affect next season. But I think I am going to just leave things as they are because we are playing fantastically. Let's drop some more praise on the team, give them some green faces, ensure that Eastleigh is about to score, and hope that we can hold on to this lead for the last, 15 minutes of the game? I can't really do math. But those 2 weeks of rest is really showing in our effort because our team has looked very complacent in the last few games of the season. Granted, we won all those games, but they were complacent like I haven't seen a team get because there was nothing to play for. And as we get a highlight that just doesn't seem to want to stop, and White tries to find Ealing, can't, somehow bobbles away to Ealing, and Dixon Bonner's keeping a hold of possession. As we see Thierry Small get through on goal again, but it looks like he's going to want to find a cross. Gets it across the goal for Luke Charman, who gets it blocked, and that looks like it's going to be a throw-in, but we're not going to see that because that's the end of the highlight. Come on, team, let's try to feed Luke Charman his last one more goal this season. He's been top-notch for us. I said he did win top goal scorer. Well, no, he did not win top goal scorer for the league. He was joint top because the person who tied him had less games. So he finished officially second, even though he was joint top, which I think is really... He should feel hard done by. That is not... I don't know. I think they should just both win top goal scorer. It makes sense, but our guy loses out, so we're going to feel a little bad about it. But, you know what will make us feel better is if we can get that one last goal for Luke Charman for the season to finish off his hat trick. Let's see if our players can find Luke Charman, if he's going to be super unselfish. He's going to be really unselfish. Gives it to Ealing, who is able to score his first goal. Is that ever? This is his first Darlington goal for sure. And Luke Charman showing he is super unselfish, as he could have turned around and made a shot, but gives it to Ealing, who misses the first one. He's only got one in finishing, so we can't complain too much, especially when he taps in the rebound. Yes, we're going to continue with the tactical changes. Don't know what they were, but we're going to continue with them. Oh, it was from the assistant manager. But there we go. Here is us walking up onto the stage to collect the FA trophy for the first time, as Luke Charman shakes the hand of the guy in a suit who... Oh. Yay! Confetti falling from nowhere. We assume there's a blimp flying over that has no shadow, and then the confetti is miraculously cleaned up. Let me tell you, that does not just happen. That takes hours to do. Oh, and confetti starts again. Watching us walk off the field. After a 5-1 victory, we are finally able to get our hands on the trophy after we narrowly lost out last year to Yeovil. I am pleased that we won that. Let's hit continue. And yeah, let's move forward until we see the end of season review. And we're back for our end of season review. One day forward. Look, we've won 2 trophies this season, the National League and the FA Trophy. Let's first take a look at our new arrivals. They're listing our best new arrival as Rob Harker. He played 45 times for us, 35 starts, got 14 goals, 10 assists. Really dropped off towards the end of the season, but not going to complain too much about that. Fidel O'Rourke spent the entire season out on loan. where they paid his entire salary, scored 25 goals. If we had stayed at this level, we probably would have given him a chance this upcoming season, but we'll let him walk and find a new team. Thierry Small came in, spent some time out on loan in Panama, came back, and was clinical for us. He only scored 1 goal and got 1 assist, but his average rating was close to top in the team. Good for him. Next it was Louis Annesley, who was thought to be a bench player for us, but he ended up starting 32 times, all across the back. He's also the vice captain of the Gibraltarian national team, still is. He's played a number of times for them, and let's see how many times he's played for them. Yeah, he's played like 15 games for them this season, so good to see we've got a full international right there. Next up, we brought in Jonathan Keegan, who is a promising striker. Always like to see that. We're really going to want to tie him down, keep him at the club, because that club, I think he's going to be key to our future. I mean, he's already a model citizen. Whew. That's good. Good to see, because he gives him all the tools he'll need to develop. Got 6 assists, 3 goals, 11 starts. Next, we also brought in Carlos Richards in on loan for nothing. Played 17 starts, 11 times off the bench, was ever present for the club, did decently well, especially towards the end. Also brought in Joe White, who is a really good midfielder for us. Harvey Davies played 53 times and got 2 assists to his name, which you don't see too much from a goalkeeper. Reece Bennett also came in, and Ealing, I think, is the person who surprised everybody this season. Left-footed right back, came in, retrained to play left back, and was on the bench every single game of the season. Yeah, we'll just scroll through here just so you can be reminded of who we brought in this past season, but let's take a look at the season to remember. We won the National League. Our top goal scorer was Luke Charman. It's showing he's got the top goal scorer, even though they didn't give him the trophy for it. We got it to the first round of the FA Cup. Hopefully next season we will do better. We lost at home 1-2 to Forest Green Rovers, but we beat Chester 4-1. That was a good game. Go to the FA Trophy, and once again, we won that. And we only get an A- for winning when our minimum was reaching the 4th round. Okay, board. Okay. I guess it has something to do with drawing against Blythe, but I'm not complaining. Luke Charman, once again, top goal scorer. Let's take a look at our moments to remember. The 6-0 win in the FA Trophy over Kingstonian, where Luke Charman scored four goals, and Kwanzaa looked like he was going to score a hat trick. Match to remember was our 4-0 defeat over Barnet. Lee Connolly scoring a brace, Harrison Neal scoring a goal, and Joe White also getting on the tally. And then this goal from Hatfield doesn't really give me the opportunity to look at it, but that was a good one too. Looking at the finances, our reputation has increased from local to regional, so that's good. We'll be able to get better players in the club next season. No new sponsorships. That's odd, but that's really odd, especially since they're paying us more all across the board. But as you'd expect, Luke Charman is leading the jersey sales with Lee Connolly, Rob Harker, Joe White, and Jonathan Keegan. I think people like our strikers, because 4 of our top 5 jersey sales went to strikers who shared the 2 striking spots. But it's also nice to see that we got £2,000 of non-domestic shirt sales, probably all of them from Louis Annesley. But let's take a look at how we lined up. We had Harvey Davies in goal, Gilbert, Kwanzaa, Annesley, and Hughes, Savage, Lynch, and White. I would have switched those 2 around, but just towards the end of the season, this is the way round they played at the beginning. Lee Connolly in that attacking midfield, and Harker and Charman up there. That looks about right. We won quite a few Coach of the Month awards, and Coach of the Season. That was fantastic. I voted for the person who had the least amount of chance to win. Oops. Look at club awards. Luke Charman, Fan Player of the Season. Rob Harker, Young Player of the Season, Louis Annesley, Signing of the Season. Goal of the Season was that one from Will Hatfield, who's probably going to be leaving the club, the former captain, 31 years old, not really ready to take the step up into the Football League, but we are happy to have had him in our time here. Luke Charman, most assists, top goal scorer, and most man of the match awards. And here I am talking about how he's not ready to take the step up, but if anybody's ready, it's him. I am going to try to sign him for at least one season, see if he can make it in the Football League. And here's some new records that were broken this season. Let's take a look at the history in the making. And yeah, we won 2 trophies this season, and next season we'll hope to do the same. Let's take a look at our club vision and expectations for next season. We'll be in League 2, we'll be playing in the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and the Papa John's Trophy. And they just want us to avoid relegation next season and become established over the next few seasons. That's probably fair. I'm just going to accept the vision because that's the way I like to play. But yeah, that's going to do it for today's episode. Tomorrow's episode, we're going to go over some of the transfers I have lined up, and we'll start off our first season in the Sky Bet League 2. So I want to thank you very much for watching. I want to encourage you to like this video if you did, and comment a name if you want to. Name one of our youth intake players. We didn't really have anybody this season. We'll just have them next season, hopefully. And subscribe if you'd like to continue to join us on our journey to the top.